we're down to Broad Street in Germantown now. And as we get to the very bottom of the hill, we get into distressed neighborhoods, crime, alienation. The civil law in the minds of people becomes weaker and weaker. The code of the street becomes more and more prominent. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And where the civil law is weak, street justice oftentimes fills the void. Tell me your story.
My story?
Yeah, your story. The story of the young black man in the urban environment, his perspective is oftentimes missing from any discussion.
I grew up in a family of four. Like, my brothers, they in and out of the streets and stuff like that. My mom was there as much as she could. She worked, but she also had her habits, like drinking and stuff like that would make it harder for the kids.
For you to be your age and me to be mine, I done probably seen a little more than you.
Yeah.
On a violent perspective.
We met Mustafa on the street about 3 weeks ago. He's a self-described entrepreneur. Whatever he can sell to make money.
As far as seeing people get shot, watching dead bodies lie on the ground, seeing friends of mine die off. It's either kill or be killed now.
In the community, people divide themselves up into street and decent. And probably Mustafa, however he was raised, he had access to the street. And that experience has created in him a deep sense of alienation.
Anything can happen at any given time.
But his dream is about decency. Decency.
You know, you only get cash two ways, I always tell folks. Legal businesses, you either operate your own business, or you work for someone, or illegal, where you do drug trades or stealing whatever. Those are the only two ways you make money in this country when you break it down.
Drugs are everywhere and guns are everywhere. It's easy to get drugs. Like, you go to any corner out and get drugs, like almost any corner.
Things get bad, I'd stand on the corner of a block and sell drugs if I had to. It's not something that, oh yeah, I'm proud of this. Yeah, look at me, I do this. It's just literally a way of life.
What kind of money do they make? I mean, standing on the corner.
If you're doing it right, you can make like $1,500 a day.
Manhood. If you're a man and you feel no hope, or you sense no future, you become destroyed as a person, then you don't care what happens to you. If you don't care what happens to you, you certainly don't care about people around you.
When I respect you, you get nothing.
No.
You have to be respected.
You have to respect.
You have to be, no, you have to be respected.
Street credibility is essential. And street cred is high maintenance.
In the 50s, 60s, and 70s in the city of Philadelphia, we had gang killings.
Yeah.
This violence now is a whole nother kind of level of violence. I mean, most of the homicides in the city of Philadelphia for the last 10 years or so been argument related.
Yeah.
Guys are frustrated.
What are the fights about?
Most of the fights in Philly is about nothing.
About nothing.
About nothing.
Stuff like me and you are talking now, we disagree. And
You can look at somebody's girl wrong.
it escalates and it escalates, and you're packing and I'm packing.
Right.
Somebody's gonna get shot.
A lot of people say that fighting is going out, fist fighting.
Yeah, ain't no fighting no more. Can't nobody take an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to get beat up
Yeah.
in front of people.
People gain reputations for having the ability and the inclination to pay back in kind, payback, revenge. How easy is it to get a gun?
A phone call and a couple dollars.
$2.
All you need is money. You got the little green dead people on a piece of paper and you can get whatever you want.
So I ain't going to fight. I'm just going to shoot you.
The code of the street. It's a peculiar form of social exchange that allows for a certain order in the community. It's even something of a self-policing mechanism, one might say. It's not pretty as a picture, but this is one of the ways in which the community functions, you see.
If you walking across a cop car, you walking across the street, get the fuck out the street.
Not a lot of respect for the police in the community.
No, if somebody broke into my house, I would go grab a gun and start shooting first before I caught the police.
The code of the street is that you don't call the police because you sell it yourself. They don't trust the police, they don't trust the system because perhaps they had an experience in the past where they did do the right thing and it didn't work out to exactly how they looked at it.
The police don't respond to gun call. Take them 5 hours to get there for that. But you tell them somebody on the corner selling a bag of weed, here they come. 50 cars deep. But you tell them somebody laying there dying, take the cops 4 hours to get there. This guy done been shot 4 times, he laying on the ground. Is he breathing? Why are you asking me questions? Didn't I just say the man been shot 4 times? Right. Why not rush and find out if he breathing or not?
It's the wrong mindset. We all know that. But how do you get into a mind of a juvenile or a young adult to tell them do the right thing.
Would it be different in a white neighborhood?
Of course it would.
Tell
Of
me how
course,
it would
you
be.
you
How
get
would it be?
you get an automatic response. Automatic response.
As we move up the class system and as we see people who are less alienated, the code of the street is not so prevalent. The civil law comes into play.
One of the things the street work taught me in the last 4 or 5 years is that a lot of young folks really don't want to be doing this crazy stuff they're doing. They just don't have someone showing them how to do something different. So you become the creature of your environment, because you got to survive.
I can't keep talking about I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. I can't say I'm own a car dealership. If I don't get some money, ain't no money gonna come in.
If you gotta kill somebody to survive, if you gotta rob somebody, and it's surviving right now, and it's hard.
And I think this really gets right at America's racial divide.